Woo! Hi, folks. Yes, it's me live on a Monday because I've been a very busy boy, and part of that busyness is I was painting. That's right, I blew myself. So you get the reference. Now I'm covered in blue paint. Don't worry about it. I was painting a wall, and it did not go very well. I won, but it was a close battle. So, disclaimers. First 10 minutes can be me rambling, just saying hi to people, letting people trickle in. The rest of the stream, which is probably going to be a shorter one, I'll explain in a second. It's going to be more rambling, but with more of a focus to it. If you want to donate, feel free to do so. If you are uncomfortable donating or you cannot afford to donate, please do not donate. Just say hello, nice things, like the video, perhaps. What else do we got for things? No apple juice or mystery liquids today, because, again, it is a Monday. And then an unusual disclaimer, apparently a ton of people are going live right now or very soon, and I did not know that. I just felt like, oh, no, nobody would go live right now. But what do I know? So, there is that. We're going to try to keep this one a little quick so that we don't interfere with everybody else, because right now I'm an outside observer on this whole Chille DeCastro thing. Also, I'm trying to, talk about a different guy right now. I'll get to that in a second. So I think I'll just keep it short because Chille can't find me, so he can't sue me, so he's going after the people he can find, and it's hilarious to watch, but as not a participant, I feel like they should take the reins on this one. As far as the other guy I've been talking about, whose name is Jim Terry, don't worry, we're still having a lot of fun. If you want to see the things I've researched, you can go on Reddit, reddit.com/r/Jim Terry. That's JIMTERRY. I believe I have 6 posts right now. Each one focuses on a claim that he has made that is provably false. Some of these claims, I wouldn't say many, definitely some of these claims are used as part of his advertising for his business, and his business is based out of Mississippi, even if he is not. And Mississippi does have laws prohibiting false advertisement for the basically sale of services. So it's a lot of fun. He's probably committing a few crimes. Not just that. There's also extortion. I believe I have identified extortion as a very likely crime he has committed, based on the evidence that I have been presented. Whether or not the evidence is fully accurate, I am not directly involved, so I can't say. And if I was directly involved, I wouldn't be able to say for sure, because, legality. And then there are definitely some civil suits that have been identified. One I've talked about, which is the intentional infliction of emotional damage. There are other ones involving defamation that I haven't really touched, but I do have some notes on that I may get to in a bit, as in the future. So I intend to make those little scripts that I put on Reddit into videos, but right now they are just scripts. So if you want to see what the updates on the Jim Terry situation are, who is, for those of you who don't know, or those of you who have forgotten, the PI based out of Mississippi who is questionable when it comes to morals and legal actions, that's the deal with that. So, also there are a lot of you. Hi, everyone. Whew. For me? No, come on. Thanks for being here, by the way. Today, Chille put out a video saying, we won! And it's really just me going, no, you didn't. I'll explain. But, that's fine. Oh, is that right, Rennie? Which one are we? I see. Accountability for all. Welcome to the party. It's so weird. Having you in the circle. Not that it's a bad thing. I just wouldn't have. I just want to get that out of the way, because some people are like, there have been a few people like, oh, now you're totally cool with Josh. Like, Josh, we don't agree with everything, you and me, but it has been nice getting to know you through a different lens. And you seem like a halfway fun. I don't necessarily want to say decent, because just for legal reasons, I'm sure you understand. I wouldn't want Chille to think that we're, shacking up together. But it is nice to be able to share perspectives in sort of a new environment, if that makes sense. So glad to have you here. While I'm sucking his toes over here, what does he say? It says, it's funny Chille thinks he won. The judge dismissed the motion only because he is filing an amended complaint. Once he files it, we move on with the dismissal. He thinks that's a win. It's shocking, I know. It's great. If you want some good analysis of the paperwork on this, we have had our differences in the past, but Merb 34th Street, as I like to call him, Merb Beast, he has been analyzing some of the situations. I have actually kind of enjoyed listening to some of what he's talking about because the sass is relatable. I think sometimes he fails to rein it in as much as I would have, but we are different people. I do not necessarily care for his personal opinions or who he is as a person, but I will concede, certainly he knows more about the civil legal process than I do. I know a lot about the criminal process. When it comes to the actual procedure in a courtroom, he definitely has more knowledge than I do, and it has been fun listening to him talk about it. I am not condoning every action he's ever made by any means. I was once the scrutiny of an attack by him. Kicked his ass. It's all right. He won't say that I did, but I did. It's all right. Anyway, but if you want more information on sort of the details, excuse me, I think I inhaled a lot of paint today. The details of that might not be a bad channel to go to. But yeah. Heck, do we just want to start into this? Die pack. Yes, I was robbing a bank, and die pack exploded on me. I was trying out a paint spray gun with a compressor for the first time, and turns out I probably should have done a little bit of practice with some cardboard in the backyard first. No, what part of the problem was okay. Well, we're going to talk about this now. When you put paint into a paint gun, you often have to water it down. And first problem was the containerized watering it down, and I was doing it outside. It's very, very windy right now, and it blew over, and so I had grabbed it and got paint all over me. The second problem is I had like a little paint tent, so that the aerosol paint didn't get into place I didn't want it to go, which, like on furniture, for example. And the paint tent collapsed, and so it touched all the paint, and then I pulled it off, and it got on me, and I had to repaint it. It was a nightmare. But it's fine. We figured it out. But you know what? Heck, who needs that 10-minute start? You guys can catch up. We're probably not going to keep it too long on this one. But I want to go over this video today, and then there's a video that Chille made yesterday that sort of struck me as interesting. So he is being played at 1.5 speed, in case you're wondering why he's speaking so fast. It's because of that. So let me just click on over to that.
Court went well today. Court went very well. I had a lot of prepping from my team. A lot of people.
I don't know that he has a team. Oh, disclaimer. If I'm going too fast, if you're watching this out of the fact, I'm going too fast, going too slow, you can speed it up, slow it down. Skip ahead if I go on a tangent that you want to listen to. If you're watching this live, I'm so sorry. But if you're watching this live, do understand that I'm going to be interrupting this quite a bit. If you want to watch this uninterrupted, oh, wow, that's a face. Oh, I'm so sorry. Anyway, whew. If you want to watch it uninterrupted, it is on his channel. It is from today. It says, we won. No more defaming / harassing videos. We'll do a proper fundraiser tonight. Thank you. We won. His video. If you want to watch it, other content creators have definitely covered this by now, I believe, and we'll cover it in the future. So if this is not to your liking, feel free to go to Team Skeptic or to Irish Demon or to, well, I guess not Kate from Troll Mafia. What are they calling themselves now? Because she's not allowed to, she's not supposed to make videos about him right now. We'll get to that. Just a disclaimer. Forgot about that one. There's going to be a lot of stopping. And if you complain about it, I'm going to point you to this exact moment in the stream and laugh and laugh and laugh. No, I won't laugh, but I will probably point you to this moment in the stream. Moving on.
A lot of people will certainly give me credit for having a good outing today, but I got to give credit to the people I'm involved with who have been down for this fight, who contacted me originally and said, "Look, what's happening to you is wrong, and it's unfathomable."
I don't think anybody actually contacted him to say that. I think he looked in the mirror and told it to himself. But that's my personal opinion.
You're dealing with, and it's emotional a little bit for me because here's the thing. Let me get to the. This is emotional for me because I've been dealing with this since March. So here's what the judge said. And I obviously, you can't record anything. There's no voice memos. You can't make any recordings. And just remember, You can't play games in federal court. You guys have seen me do some stuff in state court, stuff I would not do in federal court.
Maybe you shouldn't do them in state court either. Shocking how that works. Also, folks, if we need some audio adjustment, let me know. I'm going to raise the volume on YouTube because I think it might be a little low. Yeah, Chille's doing a lot of stuff in state court that he shouldn't be doing. Stuff that definitely wouldn't fly in federal court either. I think it's just that he doesn't know what he's doing and he can't control himself. So if this was federal court, I think we'd be seeing a lot of the exact same. Just a thought. And if you know it wouldn't fly in federal court, I just don't understand why it would be acceptable to do it in state court. It doesn't really make sense to me, but he doesn't really do a lot of sensible things in my mind. Oh, yeah, there are a lot of gray hairs. Who was it that said that? Miss Mandy, yeah. That's what happens when you don't use all the makeup and the hair dye. I'm not saying you can't use makeup and hair dye, by all means. But Chille has complained about people's physical appearance before. And it just amuses me that he's trying to cover up that his physical appearance is not what he wants it to be, or at least he used to. Whole thing. We don't have to go down that route. Moving on.
I just simply wouldn't do it. I wouldn't.
Also, that tie is kind of intense.
So thank you. I appreciate it, Joe. Thank you guys.
That whole suit is that's a look right there. That's certainly a look. I mean, good for him for finding a suit. Honestly, it's not bad. It's not what I would wear to court.
Thank you for coming by. Let me know who's in the room. I do appreciate it. I'm going to do a fundraiser tonight. I did put the
We're
link
going
in
to skip
the
forward a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's try and get $3,500 for legal fees, I guess.
This is what I look like in a suit and tie. Every time I go to a courthouse, people think I work there. So let me give you the 411 on what happened today. A lot of people attended because
Brandon, why is it so big?
Troll Mafia channel, I think, released the information. Now, here's what happened in court, and so I'm going to make sure that I choose my words very carefully. Here's what happened. When I went into the court today, the judge, first of all, denied pretty much everybody's motions.
Oh, the hearing was recorded now on the internet. Better not have been any of you. That's illegal.
Emergency hearing, no contempt of court for me sending an email to my defendants, to the people who I've sued for.
Yeah, so... Because Chille kept sending sort of harassing, threatening messages, more harassing than threatening. And she said, here's my lawyer, send these to him. And then Chille continued to send a lot of emails that I would not recommend someone send to a lawyer. And so apparently there was a request to hold him in contempt for doing that. Okay, I guess it didn't happen. Although this was not... What kind of... I might be wrong, but do you have to specifically request a hearing on contempt for that sort of thing, or can you add it into whatever this particular meeting of the parties was? I don't know, but that's fine.
For defamation, for libel, for slander, the people who I've sued for doing it incorrectly, doing it wrong, and defaming me, those
None of those lawsuits have been successful, but okay.
People. So the motions their lawyers filed were dismissed. The judge said, I'm done with it. I'm done with it. And so then what I said was, Your Honor, what they did was they requested an extension of time for a continuance.
Accountability for All, who is one of the people being sued by Chille, if I remember correctly, says he left my lawyer 3 voicemails because the first 2 3-minute voicemails were not enough. He left 3 messages as 1 long message. That's... Seems like at that point, you just say, call me back. Or you send it in an email. Doesn't really make sense, does it? But, I don't know. I might have to go try to find the actual recording of this case. I won't stream it. But I am curious what exactly this particular thing was where they did this. I know I saw it somewhere, but I can't remember the paint. Forgot about the paint. It's fine. I think he thinks a lot of things have happened that haven't. It's like when you see a sovereign citizen. Not saying he is one. I'm saying he sometimes agrees with them. Sometimes you see a sovereign citizen try to do a whole bunch of things at a basically like the first hearing after an arrest, basically where your bond is decided. And there are words for these things. There are phrases, there are labels. You know what I'm talking about. And they try to actually have like the case at that exact moment. The judge is like, no, that's not. We're not doing that right now. This is the pre-trial hearing. You don't get to do the whole that until later. right? And I wonder if that's sort of what's happening here. If anything that I'm saying actually makes sense, I assume it doesn't really. Just very distracted by all this paint on me. We keep going.
When I originally filed my lawsuit against them. And then what they did is they made 24 hours of videos about me, defaming me. I said, so what I would like to do, Your Honor, is I would like to have a moratorium. They don't make videos about me. I don't make videos about them. And the judge was down. She was like, I call it a ceasefire. You call it a moratorium. She went back to her clients and they said, well, we got to talk to our clients because, we don't want to give up our free speech. It's not free speech when you're.
Okay. I remember seeing this referred to as, I'm tired. I don't remember anything that I was reading or listening or looking at with this. It's where you try to silence. We're just going to have to assume that I'm an idiot right now and can't think of things. Constraint, restraint. Help me. Oh, okay. So today was only a status conference. So just to talk about the status of this? Yeah, so of course you're not going to be filing all these things, getting them approved, whatever. I'm pretty sure. Prior restraint. That's it. Wit Dagger, I was saying it when I looked over and saw you said it, but I'm going to give you the credit anyway. That one's for you. Someone may have said it first, but I saw yours first, so you get this. My brain's a little right now. It's been a long day. All right, I'll keep this here safe for you. Appreciate it, all of you. So yeah, prior restraint, which is where we basically say, hey, news outlet, media, First Amendment, presenting, whatever, you can't say this thing before you've said it. And legally that is, or can be a little tricky, but it has been approved in certain circumstances.
Speech is only intended to harm, but let me just tell you what that does.
Oh yeah, he's saying that the free speech isn't free speech because it's intended to harm. Well, truth is an absolute defense against defamation, and to my knowledge, nothing that Kate has said is not truthful, and the stuff that is not truthful is not presented as truthful. It's presented as a joke, which is also generally protected by defamation, or protected from claims of defamation. Also, it's not exactly harassment if she's not sending you these videos, right? She can make videos about you. That's perfectly allowed. If she's then like throwing them in your direction so that you will have to see them or receive them, yeah, you could argue that's harassment, but it at the moment doesn't appear to be harassment. And Chille's probably going to lose this case, in my opinion.
What that does is that takes away all of the name calling me a cokehead, a meth head, a Ponzi schemer, a date raper, a drug dealer, all those things that are lies.
Oh, I don't think she's technically called you those. I think she has discussed the possibility. We believe you were arrested, and we know this because of your not lawsuit, but your attempt to get a restraining order, a protection order, that you have an arrest for manufacturing GHB with intent to distribute, unless I'm mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. And so GHB is used as a date rape drug. And you yourself have definitely discussed it in the context of you used it for bodybuilding. So I believe you have confirmed that you were in possession of it at some point, indirectly at the very least. So saying that you did that is not exactly criminal. Now, as far as like allegations that you are using different drugs, certain people have come forward to insinuate that you may be on other substances, and she has listened to what they've had to say. Similarly, you, Chille, when you were in Ironton, you interviewed a bunch of high school girls. A little creepy. Actually got a school on soft lockdown because of that. You tried to sue a newspaper for reporting on that, which also failed. Yeah, you interviewed a bunch of people, and they gave you stories that were not verified by you, and then you presented them as fact. That's defamation against the people that you ran those stories on because you actually had no proof. They could have filed a lawsuit against you as well. You see how that works? It's not just that you heard their stories. It's that you heard their stories and then presented it as fact. Kate has heard a bunch of stories. That does not necessarily mean she has presented it as fact. I do remember her, and maybe I'm wrong about this, and I just missed it when it happened, but I do remember her saying that other people have presented it as fact. She is just reporting that other people have said it, which has, that kind of thing has shown up in defamation lawsuits before, but it's certainly more defensible than presenting it as fact yourself. And certainly if you're presenting as, something as fact, because Chille is a public figure, he has admitted this himself. Also, he has claimed that he's going to run for public office, which also makes him a public figure, in addition to being a YouTube personality. If you are saying things that are incorrect about a public figure, you have to be doing that maliciously, meaning you have to know or suspect that what you're saying is wrong or very possibly wrong. To my knowledge, she has not said anything that she knows is incorrect. She has said things that she does not know is correct, but the evidence she has indicates that it's more likely true than not, and she's usually pretty careful about presenting that stuff by saying, other people have reported this to me. Now, if she has evidence that they are absolutely lying, and she continues to promote that story, yeah, then you might have defamation. But to my knowledge, that hasn't happened. You're welcome. There's some help with your lawsuit, and I hope you take that help and you review your lawsuit and you realize, oh, I'm screwed. I being, of course, you. I'm going to lose. I hope that happens, because your boys is going to hurt you, I think.
Absolute pure lies can no longer be said about me, because now we're going to keep track of every word said. Just like I, right now, am referring to the defendants over at the Troll Mafia.
Josh, what are you saying? What am I being sent? Accountability for All says, F you, Blue Bacon. How dare you? Chille has never come in fourth place. Pushed a woman, yelled at kids, or sent creepy emails. He's an alpha, you dunce cap. I can confirm some of those, and Chille can sue me for saying it. He has sent creepy emails. You could say that's subjective. I feel like a court would agree with me. Sorry, let me get to my face. I have watched him push a woman. I have watched him yell at kids. So I'm sorry, Josh, but I think you're wrong. Oh, Chille. Hey, remember the time that I was like, hey, Chille has this criminal record. Let me address the crimes he's committed. And he went, I don't have a criminal record. And then he went, haha, here are the receipts. And he went, well, they don't count because they're not felonies. Do you remember that? Where he's like, that's defamation. And we went, no, it's not. This is from Alaska. This is from Clackamas, Oregon. And he went, okay, I did do those things. But a criminal record's not a criminal record unless it's felony. No, it's still a criminal record. Those are crimes, champ. Misdemeanors are crimes. But that to be a felony. You didn't say you didn't have a felonious record. You said you didn't have a criminal record. So, it's crazy how that works. He makes a lot of statements like, this isn't true. It's like, well, here are the receipts. This one's from CVS. It's very long. I digress, and I continue.
Their channel, Troll Mafia, that channel over there, I have to make sure that I don't say anything that is disparaging or derogatory or could be considered harassing. And so I'm not.
Let's see if that lasts. In fact, let's go to 18 minutes. 18 minutes in this particular video. And let's see if he says anything disparaging.
She actually said, the judge said, you can't say defamatory or harassing things, which I'm not. I'm saying I'm suing the asshole Troll Mafia. She decided.
That's disparaging. Ooh, sorry, bud.
Decided to name her channel Asshole Troll Mafia. And so that's what she decided to call it.
She didn't. There's an M in the beginning.
It's not my choice. But if you're going to have a Masshole Troll Mafia, then, it is what it is. It is what it is. You call yourself a mafia. Okay, I'm just going by the name you gave yourself. And I'm not going to say anything disparaging or I don't say anything defamatory. I'm not.
Oh, Chille, you go by the name Delete Lawz. You haven't deleted your own channel, and therefore that's defamatory. And I'm going to sue you for not deleting things. Oh, no, you do delete comments a lot, though, don't you? Is that spoliation of evidence? Merb certainly seemed to think so. Potentially. I don't know. Well, he made a video about it, and it was a minute long, so I clicked on it, and it's fun. Oh, God, that face. I mean, to be fair, ladies and gentlemen, if you pause this stream at any point, you're going to get a good face from me as well. But that's because I have a good face. Hello. No, it's an all right face. It does the job. Okay. Josh is now suing me for for my statements. Says, I'm doing a fundraiser about a questionnaire about a diversion plan that I took that I didn't take. Hit the like button. That's right. Hit the like button, people. And also, while I'm stopped, bloop. What on earth? If you Blue Bacon's for a Loco. Thank you so much for evil person. Says, hello there. Oh, excuse me. Oh, hello there, old friend. We meet again. No, we do not. Not today. No, that's a Friday thing, and I hate it. I hate it. I hate Four Locos so much. EA, not sports. It's in the game. Thank you so much. Can you please estimate what prong we're on? I need your professional opinion. All these additional prongs have confused me. Playboy. Yeah, it's the whoop 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 prong. Make sure you get the number right. That was 9 whoops. I don't know if that was 9 whoops. we're going to, I don't know. It's fine. Miranda, thank you so much as well. So, back to the action.
Not going to say anything at all. Nothing at all. So, but big win for us today.
Squeaky
chair.
chair.
Berserk or defamatory is when you say something that's a lie. That's an outright lie. Like some.
That's technically not true. Defamation requires a couple things. One, I mean, for a lawsuit, for tort, anyway, it has to be false. It has to be generally, I mean, in his case, but you basically have to know that it's not true, as opposed to saying something that may or may not be true. You basically have to know. There are other situations where that would not be the case. They don't apply to him. I'm not going to get into it. But also, that lie has to damage him in some way, or it has to be so crazy. Thank you, Lori. Has to be so crazy. Sorry. So crazy that the damage is presumed regardless of the actual harm that it has caused. And there's per quad and per se. I don't know. There are Latin terms for this. It's my brain don't work too good right now. So other people will be able to tell you. I'm not teaching you things. I'm just trying to give some context, and then you can take that context and try to do some research for yourself so that you can know more about this than I do. All right. Woo! Copy that, Rennie. What else is he
Someone runs a Ponzi scheme, or they have multiple lines of credit, or they borrow from one investor to pay back another investor.
Oh, we have evidence that certainly indicates that's true. And because we don't have any evidence that indicates it's not true, presenting that information because you're a public figure does not rise to the level of defamation. But a constitutional law scholar should know that. So crazy.
That's lies. That's called it's called defamation, but specifically it's called slander. Now, when
well, okay. There's libel and there's slander. One is when it's published. One is when it's said verbally. Is libel? Don't worry about me. Let me just check this real quick, because now I'm just like, why don't I know anything today? There we go. It's my searching music. Yeah, I mean, I feel like technically it might be libel because it's a published false statement, allegedly. Whereas slander is a spoken statement. So it's spoken in a publication. I'm going to be honest. I don't know enough about this to really be like, yes, it's either slander or libel. Just say defamation. You don't need the rest of it. Just don't worry about it. It's fine. So, yeah, that's his whole thing. He's like, I won because now Kate can't make disparaging videos about him. But he also can't make disparaging videos about her. And I think he's had a lot more trouble not doing that than she has. That's not a win. That's just a new rule. Yeah, that's not a win. He's so desperate for a win. He's claiming this is a win. That tells you how bad he's doing. There's also this. This was from yesterday. This is the video called Seeking Masshole Troll Mafia Representatives. And we have an image. And the image says, Masshole Class Representative Search Jose De Castro, which is to add Masshole Troll Mafia, Masshole, as a defendant party to its federal lawsuit. Let me just get a little... Whoop. There we go. All right. What do I... Oh, heck. Let's do this. Jose De Castro, which is to add Masshole Troll Mafia, Masshole, as a defendant party to its federal lawsuit in Massachusetts District Court in filing against an unincorporated organization under federal civil procedures... Wait. Okay. No, I got it. Sorry. Federal Rule Civil Procedure Rule 23.2, Mr. De Castro would like to find a variety of representatives for the class. He's looking for at least one more. I believe he means at least one more. But he says least one more. Officer, executive, regular panel member. I don't know what an officer is or an executive when it comes to this, but that's fine. Regular panel member. One member that is happy with the leadership. One that isn't happy with the leadership. One that committed crimes for the association. One that donated money to the association. And one... What was that? We'll get to that, don't worry. And one that donated money to the association, and one foreign to the U.S. Representatives must consent to service by email. You may stay anonymous from the public, but must use a pseudonym that the association knows you by. You may also stay anonymous from Masshole as a John or Jane Doe if you are in fear for your safety. Mr. DeCastro can't guarantee anyone's anonymity, but will advocate for it. If this case is finalized, no matter which part of the judgment is in favor of, identities may need to be revealed for enforcement of judgment. Okay. So he wants to make this a class action. I guess. No, he wants to add. He wants to make these people defendants. Unless I'm wrong, I've never seen something like this. I'm sure maybe other people have. But he's looking for a variety of people. Copy that, Rennie. Looking for a variety of people, and to include people who will want to admit to committing crimes. That seems unlikely. That seems like a big ask. And you'll stay anonymous. Brr. But of course, if people are sort of testifying against Kate, they probably won't remain anonymous. Because they'll have to prove that they'll have to prove that they are who they say they are, even with the anonymous title. So if they're going by their Discord name, for example, or their YouTube name, but they will have to provide evidence of any of these things. So if you're the representative that is happy with the leadership, you'll have to prove that you were led. Same goes for unhappy. If you are, if you donated money, you'll have to prove that you donated, and the relevance doesn't seem to really. He doesn't state the relevance. I know what he's trying to do, but he doesn't state why that'd be relevant. And this probably isn't the place to do it, but I don't think he'll be able to effectively state a relevance that's going to stick. What he wants to do is say, or he has in the past, if he's still doing the thing he did in the past, his argument was, I am owed the money that was paid to Masshole because reasons. Well, that's not how damages work, so not exactly relevant to the lawsuit unless you come up with a better argument than that. One foreign to the U.S., and that would probably establish that her reach extends past the United States borders, but you could do that just with like YouTube analytics. So there's a lot of weird stuff. I don't know how they would be defendants. I can understand why they would be witnesses. I don't think they would help him. I can understand witnesses. But to be defendants, like, how are they harmed? Oh, Jassa, what do you... Hold on. Did you join what has happened? Sorry. Both Juan and Paul have said they've seen many people suing one entity, few people suing one entity, but never one person suing many. I don't know what that means. I've seen one person sue multiple entities before. And it's fine. I don't know what that's about. That's fine. Yeah, this doesn't really check out, but most of the stuff I've seen Chille file doesn't seem to really check out. Let's keep seeing what he has to say about it.
Search. Jose DeCastro wishes to add.
Yeah, I just read that, buddy. It's okay. Oh, there's more. Heck yeah. Let's read it. The motion to add Masshole as a party will be filed on November 7th, 2022. Masshole will be named a defendant whether or not you are a representative. Oh, I'm sorry. I misread defendant. Sorry, I forgot in which direction this lawsuit was going. Because in my brain, it should be the way around. Sorry, defendant, meaning he's suing them. I see what's happening. I'm sorry, I was confused and I was stupid about it. Yeah, he's making these people part of the lawsuit so he can sue them. He's asking people to sign up to be sued by him. But it doesn't, I mean, that doesn't really explain why they would be defendants in this lawsuit. I don't know if that's the paper where you would establish that. I assume at some point he would have to establish it. I guess this is just sort of an open call for whatever, and this is not actually a court filing. Again, I'm not the civil court guy. I'm the establishing whether or not probable cause exists for an arrest guy. But you may stay anonymous from Masshole if you are in fear for your safety. But why would they fear for their safety from Masshole? Unless Masshole was going to retaliate for things that Masshole didn't do, Masshole being Kate. This doesn't make sense. It's all nonsense. And we know that it's nonsense. And of course it's nonsense. It's fine. I'm not going to try to, I understand where he's trying to go, but like piecing it, I'd have to like get a diagram to actually piece it together so that I could like follow his train of logic, which we could do. We could do that. We have time. Yes, we're going to do that. All right. You probably won't be able to see anything I draw. So, Chille. And sorry, Josh, I'm just going to make this about Kate. Hi, folks. We're getting there. Foreign bits confusing me in this. All right. I think we figured out his logic. All right. You can't see any of this, and that's fine. Well, maybe. These are my scribbles. All right, so Chille's suing Kate. We know this. And he thinks it would appear, based on this is my analysis, it's all opinion, thinks that, as he said in the past, her donations belong to him for some reason, although he's, I think, mostly abandoned that, because he also thinks she is sending people to harass him. This is a statement he has made. So perhaps he wants to establish that the people who donate to her channel are in fact, essentially, paying Kate to pay other people to harass Chille. Now, to my knowledge, nobody has been paid to harass him. That sounds ridiculous. So he has to prove that the donations belong to him. That's going to be difficult, if not impossible. He has to prove that she is sending people to harass him. Good luck. He has to pay that she is sending people to harass him. And he has to prove, and there may be case law around this, he has to establish in some way that any support of the channel is effectively a conspiracy to harass him. That's going to be tricky as well, because we don't, to our knowledge, none of that's happening. We are not part of this grand scheme. If you've donated to her channel, it would be very difficult to prove that the person donating was aware of any scheme that existed like this. Now, I am fairly involved in all of this, and I have no idea of anything in regards to this. I've made some jokes about it, but to my knowledge, no, nobody's getting paid to go to his channel. In fact, I've been telling you, she's been telling you, don't go over to his channel to harass him. Don't do that. All right. It's the whole thing. So, if people are being paid to harass him, this means members can be sued with Kate in his mind. And he's also trying to establish, I imagine, with the whole foreign to the U.S. thing, that the harassment is so intense that people in other countries are involved. But he has to prove that there is, I mean, yeah, there's maybe some things with across state lines or, federal country line, whatever. Probably not, though, because he still has to prove it's harassment or it's defamatory, it's whatever. Which he still hasn't done at like the most basic level. Now he's doing this complicated thing. We also have thinks there is some sort of leadership within Kate's whatever, and maybe there is, but that's something else he's going to have to establish. And he thinks Kate will cause harm to people who will admit to all of this. Anyone who comes forward, he thinks maybe nobody's coming forward because she will cause them harm. And that is what I gather. This is an opinion. This is my very quick analysis based on just about no information. And so maybe that's why he thinks nobody's coming forward, because they're afraid of her. Or maybe that's just projection of what he would do. So. Oh yeah, I've heard he's going for a RICO Act suit thing, which, good luck. I can't wait to see that on paper. All right, moving on.
Money to the association.
Sorry about having to go through that, but I wanted to organize it. All right. Let me keep reading. Here we go. The motion to add Masshole as a party will be filed on November 7th, 2022. Masshole will be named a defendant whether or not you are a representative. So, I guess that means anyone who's in Kate's Discord is now a defendant? Hold on. Wait, shush music. Yeah, because he says Masshole is the Masshole Troll Mafia. So if you are a member of the Masshole Troll Mafia, although I don't know how you establish that you are a member, then you are automatically being added to this lawsuit. Sorry, folks. Moving on. As a class representative, you are not being added as an individual defendant party. Being class representative simply allows you to actively participate in Masshole's legal defense. If you would rather let others represent Masshole in an organization that you are a member of, then do not volunteer. Any cost of Masshole defense will be up to Masshole to decide. Okay, yeah.
22.
Sorry. I see what's being said now with Juan and Paul saying that they never. Yeah, I've never seen a class action on the side of the defense, where the defense is towards a class action. That I've never seen. I've seen multiple groups of people sued and organizations and levels of it. But yes, I think I see what's being said there. This is insane. And I'm here for it. And I love that I get to watch this happen in real time, from a distance, without interfering with it. Let me keep reading. Important. Upon registering here, you will receive service of notice that Masshole will be added as a defendant to the action above. However, you will only be served a summons as a representative of Masshole if you are selected. Only 4 to 5 members will be selected. Seems a little ridiculous. It almost sounds like he has people in mind that he can insert into this, like he has in the past, who are going to pretend a thing exists that doesn't, like he did when it came to his protection order. That's what it sounds like. This is insane. Yeah, Jesse, you got me. Like, you're right. You're right. Now, while we're paused, Mechanics, thank you so much, says he wants us to fill them out by November 7th, so hurry up. Nobody go do that. This might take your info. Like if you log in from your Google account, it probably will show who's logged in and all of that. Peter Vandervliet? Thank you for being a member, by the way. It says, are my jokes also defamatory? If not, expect many more. There's a defense to the defamation. Basically, the defense's thing is so absurd, no one would reasonably believe that it was intended to be construed as factual. Stephen Alley, thanks so much. Says, still waiting to see if that suit has a back. I see what. Okay. Yeah, okay. Ugh. Moving on. Thumper's mom says, it's the name, Thumper's mom says, thank you so much. Starting to feel like slap suits. Sure is, isn't it? He should check out what happened to Bob Murray when he tried it with John Oliver. I was also thinking of that when I was saying that, what is happening? Which one of you just bought a bunch of members? Show you Vang. Just says Vang. Hold on. What's going on? Vanguard, you did it again. Yeah. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, the Vanguard has been very generous. She has gifted 10 subs. Or 10 memberships. Excuse me. Gifted subs is a Twitch thing. I've been trying to learn. It hasn't been going well. Vanguard's gifted 10 memberships to random people. I don't know how it works. I've heard that it goes to people who are most active in the channel. But if you are now a member and you weren't originally or initially, welcome to the party. I'll have to put out some membership stuff for you. All right. Is it done, Vanguard? Yeah, when I said something so ridiculous that it can't be construed as truth is or can be a defense against defamation, I was thinking of John Oliver with his I think it was the Murray episode. Was that the one with the squirrels? I feel like it was. I don't know. That was exactly what was going through my head when I said that. We're going to keep going. All right. Cerebral Tackle, thank you so much. Says, you're getting the pennies that I usually give someone else because one person's more important than anyone else over there. Great work. Oh, you. Also, if other people are streaming, I'm going to try to wrap this up relatively soon. I don't want to be taken away from their time. But, you know, here I go, taking away from their time. And last, Masshole, thank you for becoming a member. And all of those of you who became a member just now, thank you for happening across membership. Vanguard, thank you so much. All right. Let's see. Let me just finish reading this. Important upon writing here, you will receive service. Okay, no, I already did that. 4 to 5 members will be selected. Yeah, it feels to me like he has people in mind. So let's see what he wants from you as far as information goes. Let me just skip that right down there.
Will be served
All right, your email.
Summons as a representative of Masshole if you are selected.
Yeah. Oh, he's in his car. Of course he is. He doesn't give the rest of the thing. Oh, he does. All right.
Pseudonym.
So your true name, pseudonym, or John/Jane Doe. It's probably not going to be very convincing if you just say, yes, I'd like to be defended as a Jane Doe. You don't even know who I am and can't prove what I've done. Okay. Not exactly convincing. All right. Check all that apply. I don't want to see your face, Chille. I understand the insanity that you're trying to do here, and it's insane. All right, check all that apply. I'm an officer, executive, regular panel member. I'm residing outside the United States. I committed crimes in support of the association's common goals. Like, why would you say that you committed crimes in association with the, or in support, excuse me, I got distracted. I committed crimes in support of the association's common goals. Like, why would you say that? Why would you admit to that so that you can then be served for it? That's insane. Although that technically was my job, was getting people to admit to certain crimes before legal action was taken against them. I did a lot of criminal interrogations. But there was like a purpose to it. This doesn't have the same purpose. It's fine. Purple Rain, thank you for subscribing, by the way.
I just want moderators to know I don't care if these people are in my chat or not. I put it on 5 days.
He doesn't care if they're you're in his chat, I guess? Hold on, let me get the context of that.
Turn for sending me mass emails harassment.
And
by the way, when we get Kate's PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, Zelle, when we get her pay apps, which is after tomorrow. So let me explain what's happening here a little bit. So now let me finish this and then I'll go on to it. So now you can click all that applies here. And yeah, I just want moderators to know I don't care if these people
I don't look bad with these. I don't look great.
I put it on 5 days because I opened it up 5 days ago, so you can.
Oh no, I look terrible.
These people.
There's a bit of a blur.
You know, just straight block them. Mary Smith, I can say anything I want about my legal recourses. Now,
that's actually not true. Depends on what you're saying, what you've been prevented from saying by a judge, spoliation of evidence, you know, that thing you like to bring up, or people like to bring up in regards to you, either way. You can't say things that would affect the court proceedings in certain ways. You can't, you know, attempt to push a jury in a certain direction. You can't try to influence a prosecutor. You can't try to scare away a defendant. In your case, it would be a defendant. There are a lot of things you cannot say in regards to a lawsuit. I'm not saying he meets all of the, because, you know, juries. Does he have a jury? I don't think so. But it's a thing.
Now, I'm not supposed to be harassing or anything like that. But remember, Mary, I never asked to be in this position.
Well, you engaged in the course of conduct that squarely put you in that position. And then you filed a lawsuit that put you in a position. So it kind of feels like you did ask to be put in this position. That's so crazy. However, you could also say, like, hey, Al Capone didn't ask to be put in the position of going to Alcatraz. And yet, right? Should he have been in Alcatraz for, all of his crimes? I feel like you could make a pretty strong argument that he did. Did he specifically go to someone and say, hey, I'd like to be in Alcatraz? How many murders do I have to commit for that one specifically? Not that Alcatraz is only for murderers, but it certainly didn't hurt if you had murdered somebody and also were Al Capone. I don't think he specifically said, I'd like a one-way ticket to the island, please. Thank you. Great. Right? Doesn't really make sense. But that's sort of what Chille's trying to do. Trying to get people to voluntarily become defendants in his lawsuit. Which, why? Oh, there's more. Okay, I am an officer, executive, whatever. Crimes. How much money have you donated to Masshole, including but not limited to super chats and fundraisers? Please convert foreign currency to U.S. dollars at a reasonable rate where necessary. $0 to $10, $11 to $100, $101 to $1,000, and $1,000 plus. Is there any specific reason why you believe you might represent the class better than others? Please specify it here or leave this blank. Oh, Chille, you put in a fill in the blank answer. That's a mistake. Don't fill it out. I don't want to hear about any of you doing it. I do not. As tempted as I am to do it, I am not doing it. It's very tempting, though. So I can understand how tempting it might be to all of you. Do not do it. That's all I'm going to say about it.
Service of
By checking this box, I can send to electronic service of notices, summons, and documents in the above action at the above email address. I don't know that you can actually do that. Maybe? That would be worth looking into. Can you consent to being served outside of what is allowed in the civil rules of, or the rules of civil procedure, or whatever it is, Massachusetts rules of civil procedure? I don't know all the phrases. I just don't do it, people. Yeah, it was $1 million option. He fixed his donation, doesn't want it through super chats anymore. Is that because YouTube takes a lot of money from super chats? JR, you slime. Yes, you're wrong. JR, shame. Shame on you. Go to the corner and think about what you did. I'm just going to trust that you went to the corner because I don't know for a fact. You can tweet me a picture of it later. It's like, here I am in a corner. Anyway. Would this technically be considered a troll poll? Maybe. All right, it keeps going. I believe that I can fairly represent the Masshole class in this action. Yes, I believe so. Lincoln Smith. I've also heard that there's a way to report these kind of things to Google. And if you personally feel that this violates Google's terms of service or conditions of use or anything like that, maybe that's something to consider. But don't do it unless you personally, as an individual, have reviewed the terms of service and believe through that review, I'm not saying anything either way, that this violates it. I know there has been some, I bring it up because other people have brought it up. And so I'm just saying, like, look, if this does, I do not know. Do not report it if it doesn't. That's bad. Do not do that. That if this is a legitimate thing, like, you're going to make things more difficult if you are reporting it incorrectly. It actually could be a criminal act to try to interfere with this civil case. However, if this violates Google's terms or whatever, that may be worth looking into. Do not do it on my behalf. Probably don't do it at all. I'm just reporting things that have been reported, and you know what? Heck, don't do it. That we're about to get ourselves into some trouble with that. But yeah. Some of you better not be doing it. June Penrose says, I wonder when the last time Chille filed a tax return was. YouTube pretty much makes you file that tax return. So, yeah, there are a lot of people that we've talked about in the past where it's like, taxes? Proving that they're committing any sort of tax fraud is actually very difficult. unless you are a legitimate law enforcement organization who can get access to all of that stuff. So I tend to sort of avoid it because speculating on it doesn't really help me at all. It could be considered phishing. But is that phishing? Technically, is it getting anything that is not relevant to the lawsuit in the manner that he thinks it might be relevant? It's I think a fine line. I'm not comfortable sort of giving an answer either way. IRS got Al Capone on tax evasion. They did. I mean, technically, yeah. Was that when he was in? Did they get him for tax evasion on to Alcatraz? Or did they get him to? Was it Philadelphia? The Penn State. Not Penn. What is it? The prison they had there, because I know there's a prison in Philadelphia he was at. Names and email addresses. But, I mean, email address, you can just make up an email address. The name can be anonymous. So I don't think this technically would be phishing. Okay, look. If he uses it maliciously, then it would be. To my knowledge, he has not used it maliciously yet. He's just using it to attempt to file a very dumb motion in court. That's probably not going to succeed. Eastern State Penitentiary. That's the one I'm thinking of. What put him in that? So what got him in Eastern State and what got him in Alcatraz? What are the differences? I don't know. GR says, Boo Bacon is a really good man. I like when he reads my comments on his live chat. Gave you that one for free. Anyway. Yeah. One last thing before I go, because I'm going to keep this to about an hour. There has been, jokingly, a request that I do a pinup calendar in order to raise funds for Kate. I'm not doing a full calendar. Not yet. I have plans for that. But maybe a single image, possibly painted. Would we be interested in the production of that image? I say painted, not real paint, but perhaps on a canvas as if it is painted. No nudity, tasteful. Would we be interested in that? Because it was stated as a joke, and then I was like, that would be kind of hilarious. And some people are saying, yes, absolutely. All right, well, I will look into it. I can't promise anything. And I can't promise it will be anytime soon. But we'll see. All right. I lost me at tasteful. I believe it. There's nothing. Look, you got enough from the my first video from Mexico with the bathrobe. Some of you are still reminding me that you can kind of see through that bathrobe when I slip and fall. I am aware. All right. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me in this sort of impromptu stream. It's because I'm lazy. No. I'm working on a bunch of stuff. I'm trying to sort of put out get a lot of information right now on Jim Terry, and it's pretty time consuming. So I don't have it organized. Well, I do now, but I didn't, to put out a video today. So it became live streaming because Chille's been doing a lot of stuff, and I felt like I wanted to talk about it and just get out of the way, and someone asked for it. So there we go. I'm going to go now so other people have a chance to live stream with all of you in their chat, telling them nice things. So with that out of the way, you incredibly lovely people, be good and stay safe. Mark! Hello, Mark. That's all you get. I'm going. Bye. Okay. Georgia Metro, we're still doing that. Don't worry. It's just bigger things keep happening. We've had that one for like 2 years now. A year and a half, at least, probably a year and a half. So there's no huge rush at the moment, but I think I do have another video because I have to read the emails he sent me on a stream. We're getting there. Probably do a live stream of that. Kitsker, what message I didn't? Okay. Well, because now all of you are clingy. I'm kidding. Kitsker says, would it be something tax IRS notify of business that was spent in 2019 doing business, sending money for goods and services in 2022? If it's not a lot, they're probably not going to care. They are overworked and understaffed. If it's a lot of money being moved around illegally, yes. I mean, if there is a crime being committed and you strongly believe that this is in fact the case, you can definitely let them know. It doesn't mean that they're going to do anything about it, but you can definitely let them know. Right now, their focus is going to be on the stuff that's going to get them the most results. So they might not touch it, or they might not. They might touch it, but not for a while, or they might just deal with it immediately. But you certainly possibly could. I'm not a lawyer though, so at your own risk. All right, folks. That's all. Sorry, people are saying things. Did Jeremy DeWitt get arrested again? I have no idea. But I'll probably look into that. All right, folks. Okay. All right. I'm out of here for real this time. Maybe. Calendar and Braille. No.